Hi, I'm Governor Asa Hutchinson, a proud graduate.
Everybody, please take your seat. We are about to start momentarily. Everybody, please take your seat.
But you know, happiness can be found even in the darkest of times. If one only remembers to turn on the light.
Mr. Magic Man, I float on cloud nine.
I got the magic in me.
I got the magic, baby.
Every time I touch that track, it turns into gold.
Singing time to go.
Everybody knows I got the magic in me. When I hit the floor, the girls come snapping at me. Everybody wants some presto magic, 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 magic. Ooh, I got the magic in me.
Journey into my mind, you'll see why it's been my around. Stay on the road, so I call my mama when I got time. I hit the stage, go insane, then jump into that crowd. See, when I flow on the beat like now.
I deceive you with my intergalactic ether. I sing just like Aretha, so respect me like a Caesar. I kick it like Adidas, flowing sticky like Alicia. No God to find me on, cause I leave with amnesia. I break all the rules like Evil Knievel. It's a spectacular show, cause my heart pumps diesel. So whatever you're saying, don't entertain my ego. I do this every day, focus, focus,
I got the magic in me.
I got the magic, baby.
Every time I touch that track, it turns into gold.
Singing times to go.
Everybody knows I got the magic in me.
I got the magic, baby.
Girls come snapping at me.
Singing snapping at me.
Everybody wants some presto magic, 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 magic. Ah, ooh, I got the magic in me.
You know the bed feels warmer sitting here alone. You know I dream in color into the things I want.
Think you got the best of me. Think you had the last laugh. Bet you think that everything good is gone. Think you left me broken down. Thinking that I come running back. Baby, you don't know me cause you're dead wrong. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Stands a little taller. Doesn't mean I'm lonely when I'm alone. Doesn't kill you makes it fire. Push this even lighter. Doesn't mean I'm older cause you're gone. Doesn't kill you makes it stronger, stronger. Just me, myself and I. Doesn't kill you makes it stronger. Stands a little taller. Doesn't mean I'm lonely when I'm alone. You heard that I was starting over with someone new. Said that I was moving on over you.
You didn't think that I come back, but I come back swinging. You try to break me, but you see what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Stands a little taller. Doesn't mean I'm lonely when I'm alone. Doesn't kill you makes it brighter. Puts us even lighter. Doesn't mean I'm older cause you're gone. Doesn't kill you makes it stronger, stronger. Just me, myself and I. Doesn't kill you makes it stronger. Then a little taller. Doesn't mean I'm lonely when I'm alone. Thanks to you, I got a new thing started.
Thanks to you, I'm not broken hearted.
Thanks to you, I'm finally thinking about me. You know, in the end, before you left, was just my beginning.
In the end,
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. It's a little taller. Doesn't mean I'm lonely when I'm alone. Doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
How about that? That was the Springdale Superintendent Band. Let's give it up for Zach Whitworth from Sonora Middle School on the trombone. Tyler Weaver from Central Junior High, also on the trombone. Julius Stevens from Springdale High School on the trumpet. Jeremy Ford from HAR-BER High School on the drums. Emma George Elementary on the vocals. Bethany Walmsley, T.G. Smith Elementary on the vocals. And Rebecca Adler from J.O. Kelly Middle School on the keys and vocals.
C.J. Morris, HAR-BER High School, auxiliary percussion. Alan Showalter, Southwest Junior High, bass guitar. Paul Price, Childers Knapp Elementary, lead guitar. Ramon Parker, George Junior High, saxophone. Nathan Olson, Springdale High School, vocals. Edri Cerda, Jones Elementary, vocals.
Michael Rothmeyer, Sonora Middle School, vocals. Jim Bob Lloyd, Don Tyson School of Innovation. Omar Alonzo, Southwest Junior High. Ben Hill, Hellstern Middle School, vocals. Alex Franco, Helen Tyson Middle School, vocals. And Zach Brown, Don Tyson School of Innovation, trumpet.
Good morning, and welcome to the 2022 Back to School District Faculty Event. My name is Sophia Shepard, and as you can tell from my school colors, I'm from HAR-BER High School. Yeah. But at heart, I'm a former Bernice Young Yellow Jacket, Hellstern Hero, and Central Junior High Warrior. I want to thank all the teachers that have helped me along the way, guided the way for me, and shaped who I am today. From kindergarten to Young Elementary to now my senior year at HAR-BER High School, I've truly enjoyed every second of the last 12 years I've spent in the Springdale School District. Thank you to all the teachers, all of you who do what you do, because you are truly changing students' lives.
And I'm Brian Tapia from Springdale High School. I am a former Monitor Mallard, Sonora Middle School Spartan, and Lakeside Junior High Golden Eagle. I'd like to thank all the teachers who have shaped me into the person I am today. And I would like to name all of you, but that would simply take too long. So I'd like to thank two teachers that have seen me grow from my sophomore year to my senior year. And those two are Miss Nichols and Miss Bonilla. Thank you for tolerating me throughout these years.
Hello, I'm Caitlin Dwyer from Don Tyson School of Innovation. And we are going to have a lot of fun today as we prepare and celebrate for another incredible school year. Thank you so much to all Springdale teachers. You guys are truly amazing. You have the wonderful and sometimes difficult job of teaching future generations. This role, however, cannot be filled with by more capable hands. Thank you so much. A special thank you to Don Tyson teachers who have not only supported and pushed me to achieve my academic goals, but also my personal ones. I am so thankful for the opportunities my teachers have given me. You inspire me to grow not only my brain, but also my character. Thank you guys so much.
Please rise as the HAR-BER High School and Springdale High School FFA programs present our nation's colors, followed by the national anthem, performed by the Superintendent's Choir.
I pledge allegiance.
Okay, everybody, this year we're going to do something a little different. It is time for a school roll call. So, whenever you see your school's name on the screen, shout as loud as you can. All righty, we ready to get going? Yeah. Elmdale Elementary, Bayari Elementary, Archer Learning Center, Lakeside Junior High, Jones Elementary, Harp Elementary, Hellstern Middle School, Turnbow Elementary, Monitor Elementary,
Har-BER High School. Yes. Parson Hills Elementary, Rawlins Elementary, Childers Knapp Elementary, Shaw Elementary, Hunt Elementary, Smith Elementary, Early Childhood Center, Sonora Elementary, George Elementary,
Springdale High School, Walker Elementary, Westwood Elementary, Young Elementary, Tyson Middle School, J.O. Kelly Middle School, Sonora Middle School, Tyson Elementary, Central Junior High, George Junior High, Southwest Junior High,
Hello, my name is Alexandra Chavez, and I'm a proud student of Helen Tyson Middle School. I am also a former HAR-BER. We have excellence across our district. We're about to see an example of the great things our students do daily. Please welcome to the stage the honor choir from the Jen D. Rowland School of Innovation. Miss James Kane, the music teacher, will lead the honor choir in the song Discovery by Teresa Jennings.
It is my privilege to introduce the Superintendent of Springdale Public Schools, Dr. Jared Cleveland. Dr. Cleveland will be starting his 3rd year as a superintendent. Please help me in welcoming Dr. Jared Cleveland.
Wow. I tell you what, when I listen to our kids and I listen to the amazing educators that were just up here singing and showing their talent, oh my word. Now we know why Damon Donnell Band and choir and everything else that's in the arts are the best in the country, not just the state. Aren't they great? Oh my word. Welcome back. Welcome back. Oh, golly. Okay. I got off of that quickly. Last couple of years have been interesting. We're going to reflect a little bit together about what we've learned and how we've learned it. But I got to tell you, you've got some people that back you every day in an unimaginable way. You see these people up here, Mr. Randy Hutchison, Miss Debbie Creek, Michelle Cook, Kevin Owenby, Nick Emerson, Clinton Bell, and Eddie Ramos. They have had your back for the last 2 years, and even before. How many of you know them personally? I do too. And I'm so grateful that people like them, and not just because some of them are in the room today, am I talking like this, but I'm so grateful people like them care to do this work for free, by the way, and take the abuse that many of them have taken. Just abuse. It's really easy to send them a nasty message on email. Why are people that way? I don't know. But I can tell you this. They're resolved to continue to support you, to support our community, support our kids. So let's welcome them today. If they're here, turn on the lights so they can see them. We're going to make them stand up. There they are, Kevin and Eddie and Randy. They really do have your back. I'd like to introduce Mr. Randy Hutchison so he can give you some imparting words today, inspiring words.
I really don't have a lot of prepared comments. I just wanted to be here today and welcome you back. I know these last couple of years have been just frankly awful for you guys, and I am ready for you guys to get back to just teaching and learning. I mean, that's what we need to get back to, get these kids back in the schools and get things back to as close to whatever normal is nowadays. So I just want to welcome you. Thank you for all you've done, and thank you for everything that you're going to do this coming year. I've said it to the administrators when I spoke to them earlier, and I've said it to the coaches when I spoke to them. I really, truly believe that this year is going to be the best year that we've had in recent memory. I've been on the board now starting my 15th year, and I truly believe this could be the best year that I've been a part of. So I welcome you back. If you ever need me for anything, please don't hesitate to holler, and I'm sure the rest of the board feels the same way. Thanks again, and I'm going to give it back to Dr. Rollins. Wow. I apologize, Dr. Cleveland. Is that what they call a Freudian slip? Come here. I am so sorry about that. I really do love Dr. Cleveland. So anyway, I want to welcome him back to the stage and let him give the message, because I obviously can't deliver a very good one. Have a great day.
Thank you, Ms. Hudson. We both love Dr. Rollins, too, so it's fine. You've got a couple of special guests that couldn't be here today. They wanted to be, but they wanted to send you a video message.
Hi, I'm Governor Asa Hutchinson, a proud graduate of Springdale High School. Welcome back to school. In just a few days, 22,000 students will rush the doors of Springdale's 30 schools with new notebooks and dressed in back-to-school clothes. Whether they are gung-ho to get going or dreading the new school year, they all are rushing into the educational embrace of 3,000 teachers and staff who are determined to see them succeed. The list of your successes is long, and I'll mention 3 that caught my eye. Computer science is a big deal to me, and so I was impressed that Hall Stern Middle School's HAR-BER team was one of 20 in the world selected to participate in the 2022 First LEGO League Global Innovation Competition. Congratulations. It's worth noting that the team was all girls. On the family and career front, students from Central Junior High made a great showing at a recent National Leadership Conference. Some big news from high school sports is that HAR-BER High's Cooper Dossett was selected as Gatorade's Arkansas Baseball Player of the Year. Plus, he committed to play at Arkansas. Your students achieved these successes as we endured 3 pretty tough years. Thank you for hanging in there so that the next generation of leaders, inventors, writers, athletes, and of course, computer coders can answer their call in life. Have a great year. Arkansas is proud of you.
Hi, I'm Congressman Steve Womack, welcoming everyone in Springdale back for a brand new school year. You know, I say often that the most important thing we do for our kids, aside from matters of faith and family, is to educate them. And you do a terrific job. The Springdale Public Schools clearly one of the best in my district. Here's a data point for you. Last year, something happened that had never happened before since I've been in Congress in the 12 years I've served. I had 3 kids who all came out of the same graduating class at the same high school in Springdale, Springdale Harbor, graduate from 3 separate service academies. Andrew Whitaker at the Air Force Academy, Megan LaMondola at the Naval Academy, and Isaac Anthony at the U.S. Military Academy at West Point. Like I said, that never happened before, but it certainly is a result of the great educational preparation that happens there in the Springdale Public Schools. And I can say that for all of the extracurriculars, whether it's athletics or instrumental music or choir or all of the other extracurricular activities, clubs and organizations, you do it best in Springdale. So I want to take this time to welcome you back for a brand new school year. We're asking a lot of you, I know that, but you're doing a terrific job. And I got to tell you that the work you're doing is paying great dividends for the future of Springdale, Northwest Arkansas, our state, and our nation. God bless you. Best of luck during this school year, and good luck to everybody. And thanks for allowing me just a few moments to share these important words with you.
Can you turn the house lights on? I want to recognize a couple of people. We've got Miss Robin Lundstrom. She's our state representative. She's back from the special session. She did some good things for us up there. Lowered some taxes and all. Gave us $50 million for school security, and that is very well needed. We know we need it, and we're going to do some things, talk about it today a little bit, in fact. But thank you so much. Bill Rogers from the Chamber. How many of you had fun yesterday? Stand up, Bill. Thank you so much, Bill Rogers, for being here. I invited him, and he said wouldn't miss it. So, and thank you for coming all the way back here today. Appreciate it. Okay, what have we learned? We've learned a few things, haven't we? Both of the gentlemen that were on screen recognized that the last 2 years have been difficult. I don't know about you, but often when I'm put in pressure situations, I learn. I either get better or I get weaker. You either are so scared that you freeze, or you what? Do something. You do something. Well, Governor Hutchinson, a couple of years ago in March, he would say, we froze a little. We froze. We were scared. We didn't know what the COVID situation would do to us. How would we have school? Not just in Springdale where you were able to do it, but in all areas of the state. This global thinking that he and others in the legislature have to have when they make decisions are critical for every child in this state, all 465,000 of them. We have 23,000. So what do? We think this way, right? We think in our bubble. What do you do at J.O. Kelly? You think of your kids. That's what we do. We live in bubbles. A lot of us live in bubbles. You know what I mean? Ms. Tischer often talks about lens in our office meetings. We have kids from everywhere across this globe, and every child has a different lens. What's their home life like? Do they have siblings? All of those things. What are they interested in? Do they think they can go to college? Do they have any skills? On and on and on and on and on. So when you make decisions based off one lens, your lens, and you expect that to be everybody's perfect life, you got trouble. What have you done in Springdale for years and years and years? You have the gift of diversity. You get to know the children. You see their lens. You understand. And you make decisions based off each child. So the beautiful thing that we've learned is that we can do about anything as long as we do it together. My word, what is this? School buses. That's what we're going to have to use ours for because we've got plenty of them, right? We'll just turn them into, we don't have drivers, but we've got plenty of buses. You know, I'm going to put a little pressure on you right now. The answer to our bus driving situation sits in this room. Mr. Hayes has his license. He hits every curb and it's okay. And it's true, right? I mean, he does. But those of you that are out there, I hear you. I hear you. I know I ain't driving no bus. If he can do, stand up. You fall down and make America's Funniest Video. He drives a bus about every day. Many of you out there have your CDL. Quick pitch. I'd love for you to help us. It doesn't mean you have to do it every day. It means you might do it Monday morning. I called Coach Wood last night during his home time. Said, hey, Coach, you think you can work that? We'll figure something out. I love that attitude. Called Brett Hobbs. Text him. Can you figure something out? We'll figure it out. So thank you for that. Gone through a few things. We've got a great state. The state of Arkansas, in my mind, is the best. And why? Why do I think that? Is it because there's a Razorback here? No. It's because of the collection of people who work together. You know, we're about 3 million of us. We have, Representative Lundstrom, do we have the only surplus? The only surplus in the country. That is fantastic. That is fantastic. School safety. Again, I want to thank Representative Lundstrom, and I expect that in January, when we get back, that $50 million might grow a little. Thank you. She said yes. She said yes. Our school board made a very conscious decision. And it may feel to you, maybe that it was a quick decision, but this has been coming. Our school board processes things, okay, over time. And we want to make sure that we do right every time. Dr. Rollins used to say, Jared, said one of the first things I ever learned as a superintendent a long time ago was a school board member said, hey, Jim, it's not a big deal. You just got to be right. And man, is that a tough lesson. Okay? So our lesson that we've learned is when you make decisions, this district makes decisions, others follow. So if we make a poor one, guess what? They'll follow. We need to make sure that our decisions are correct. So over time, I've been a superintendent for 20 years. I've always worried about something that could happen in school. We won't go any deeper than that, but just so you pray in the morning, nothing happens, and you're thankful at the end of the day when nothing did. In today's world where evil is around us, there are people that want to set out to do harm to you and to your children. We need to provide deterrence for that. Our Springdale Police Department has been fantastic. And if you have a husband or a wife that's a police officer, thank them. I mean, they are so awesome. I know that you know what it feels like. You have that same fear. And Jeff Taylor has just been amazing, and the entire team. But the board's conscious decision was, we're going to protect every school. We have to. And with the police officer shortage, you know, we got down to 12 SROs last year. Did you know that? We have 21 slots. Got down to 12. And they're working to get their team back in order. But the board said, that's great, we need supports. And we need deterrence. And so every elementary school this year is going to receive a new member of their family. And that new member is going to be a commissioned school security officer. Now, we don't have them today. We're working on it. In fact, I think Mr. Donnell put the advertisement on our website this morning. So we're going to hire those folks. They're going to go through immense training, and they'll be there with you. We've also put up signs at your buildings that say protected by Springdale PD. Are working at it next week. So you're going to see those go up. You're going to have some placards on your windows. We want to make sure that our community feels protected and that you feel protected, and not just feel but be. So thank this school board for that. That's a big decision and a big expense. We think we're going to have them dressed similar to this. Is that okay? I mean, our thoughts are our commissioned officers need to look like they're commissioned officers. They need to be out and about. They're going to open carry, very likely. I hope that's okay with you. They're going to be checking your doors, making sure they're locked, patrolling. When your kids are out, they're out on the playgrounds, they're with you. You're going to know them. They're going to be interwoven as part of your family. I'm confident in that. And it's in combination with our PD. It's rare. This is a unique perspective. Again, we just want to be right. Now, we've got the outside protected, don't we? Doors and windows and everything. What's happening on the inside? How are we measured? We're measured oftentimes by a test, an exam. You measure kids every day, right, Dr. Smith? You're doing it formally, informally. ACT Aspire, ACT, MAP, other, we're constantly doing that. Our work matters. Academic achievement, though, matters. We talk about moving the needle, right, Ms. Foster? We need to move the needle. We need to increase academic achievement. You do have some barriers in front of you, I know that. A lot of kids come to you and they don't even speak the language you speak. They just don't, okay? And that's okay. You know what they do? You catch them up. You got them there. You love on them. First, you prepare the relationship, right? It's relationship, relationship, relationship. Parents bring their kids to you. They believe you're like the doctor if their child is sick. You're the teacher. And you do the work. And it's fun. And it's good, right, Mr. Chastain? But academic achievement matters. Do we have the answers? Do we? That's yes or no? I think you do. I think that you have the tools in your tool belt to really ramp up academic achievement, and we don't have a choice. We really don't. Because there's competition out there, folks. There's competition out there. Is my microphone on and off or whatever? How about this? Is that making y'all nervous? When we're collectively below the state average, that keeps me up at night. Does it you? It's a heavy message. The attendance of students and staff, potentially COVID carryover lazy. Y'all remember talking about COVID lazy last year? I'm done with COVID lazy. If you have children of your own, then you'll understand this. And you'll understand it anyway because you're teachers. kids will rise to the level of your expectation. They will. They will. They'll rise to it. And you see the little kids out here this morning doing their singing. They were fantastic. You see Sophie up here. The way she is awesome. You know, those kids are awesome. We expect them to be awesome. Their parents expect them to be awesome. But we've got to have some accountability. Engagement. It's not likely to return unless you do what? Light the fire of engagement. And guess what? I have always heard rigor, rigor, rigor. You know what? It made me cringe because I thought, I don't want hard. Rigor to me is like hard. I had a chemistry class one time. I've told this story before, and I would get butterflies in my stomach every day because I didn't want to go to that class. You know why? The teacher was mean. I won't say her name, you might know her, but she was mean. But it made me not care too much for chemistry. Reflecting back, I should have not worried about how mean she was. I should have dived right into the curriculum and learned it and just gone for it, Mr. Jones. But I didn't. And I got in so much trouble when I brought home that first C. C. My house, that wasn't good. Not your house either. By a semester, it was better, but it didn't make me like her any better. But rigor shouldn't be hard. Why is that? Well, in my mind, you have the skills and abilities to take those relationships and make hard fun. Invite them to be curious about your work. Be curious. Invite them. Allow them to help you find what they're curious about and then invite them to do that. It's not a trick. It's not magic. Or maybe it is magic. Or maybe it's reality, Mr. Donnell. But 8F accountability is here. We cringe when those reports come out because we know all the hard work we do and we know of all those individual successes with each child, and then to have a label of A through F. Personally, it's awful. That's my belief. And here's why. We get an A, B, C, D, or F collectively as a school and even a district for being measured off one metric. How many metrics do your kids have? How many metrics do you have? What if you got an A to F? You personally. What if somebody graded you that way? We don't do that with your test system. You don't get an A to F. It's support. Measuring a fish on how well it climbs a tree is an inappropriate measure. So I'm preaching a second. I'm going to get off of that. But I still think we can do it, even with the system that we have, because we can't change it. We're not in control. But what we can do is get better at our work. I told you before, anytime there's a little pressure, you do what? You freeze or you do something. Your board has backed you by providing you opportunity, 80 minutes of collective clinical work. That's trust, folks. But we have to move the needle. We have to move the needle. And I think we will with full PLC implementation. Time for time's sake is a waste. Again, hard message. I'm just going to tell you, if we're not moving the needle, if it's not working, we're not going to do it. You understand? This isn't forever. We have to move the needle. And it's going to come down to how well you do your work, we do our work, and we do our work collectively. It's that important. So magic, to move, change, or create as if by magic. A special and exciting quality that makes something seem different from ordinary things. I'll tell you, Springdale's not ordinary. You're not ordinary, but you are magical. What about reality? The quality or state of being real. a real event, entity, or state of affairs. I'm telling you, I'm being real with you today. I'm going to be really real with you in a few minutes. So we might as well just get there. I believe that we are on the edge of significant change across the country as far as public education. I read a lot and I watch podcasts a lot. And I have some friends across the country that I've gotten acquainted with, and they talk about some of the challenges that they have in their states. And I've got to tell you, we've been isolated for a while. We've been on an island, just like our $1.6 billion surplus. It's rare. You know, we tend to say in Arkansas, things happen in other places, then the wave hits us. That wave is coming. Without a shared vision and a belief in what we all do together, we'll become silos again. We can't have that. Part of this legs of the table, that's who we are. Now, it's kind of hard to see, but the shared vision, vision for learning, now we have LMS. We didn't have LMS in '89 when I graduated. Student computing devices, technical support, all of these things make up what we call school. School is not delivering a laptop to the house and say, go get it. I'm not going back there either. It might work for some people. It doesn't work for all of our kids. So, why would I have a picture of Pan American Airlines on the screen? Any idea? Does Pan American Airlines exist anymore? They don't exist. They suffered some reputational changes or some challenges. You know, they had some Pan American Airlines blew up over whatever terrorist and all that kind of thing, and they just didn't rebuild back. Look, just take a second and read what I put up there for you. Just read just a second, and then I'll talk to you a little bit about Pan American Airlines. How do we learn from them? They saw the wave coming and said, but it's us. We're protected. Didn't really have a lot of competition. We don't want to be Pan American Airlines. We have competition, and we have to look outside our bubble as a public school. Polaroid. Now, some of you may have Polaroids. I know they've tried to reinvent themselves with the little things, and that's good. But I remember being a little kid, and the Polaroids were awesome. You know, they would unfold, and you'd click them, and you'd come out, and you'd wave it in the air. The Polaroid folks, though, they don't exist like they used to. They had a corner on the market, and they didn't advance. As competition began to move forward, Mr. Hayes, and the digital era came around, they didn't follow suit. They weren't out in front of the curve. Where are public schools today? Are we in front of the curve? See where I'm going? Their leaders thought paper was it. That's what the people wanted, but they weren't asking the people. Blockbuster. Now some of you are old enough to know what you didn't know what that other stuff was, but now you're getting it, right? Okay, I had to put in something Remington that they knew about. You're old enough to know about Blockbuster, aren't you? Okay, good. Okay. Blockbuster, same thing. Just failed to change. They just failed to move forward. In fact, the story that I read was Netflix, the guy that was doing Netflix went to him and said, hey, you do this content, let me be with you, and I'll do some digital content. And they said, no, nobody wants digital content. That's not the future. How many of you have a Netflix account? Oh, yeah, see. How many of you have a Blockbuster account? They may still be around, I don't know. Sears. We old folks, we know about Sears. Hey, when I was a little kid, I had a big book. And my mom would do an order out of that book. And then we'd use the paper for other things. IBM. IBM helped put men on the moon. You know what they were known for? Typewriters. They didn't want to change either. I mean, they changed the model and the color and all of that, but they didn't really want to change. And when the individual choice market came through, listen to me, the personal computing came through, they didn't adapt. They didn't move forward. Their feet were stuck in the ground as if this is what we do. We're not changing. Y'all starting to get my drift? Choice. We all like our own choice. You have a choice the way you cut your hair, what you drive, the clothes you wear, most of the time. You like choice. Parents like choice too. What do you do in a public school with traditional rules, and you're hemmed up in these traditional rules and you can't really change? What do? How do you become the choice, folks? What do you do in order to do that? Do you just constantly hit your head against the wall and say, we can't change because these are the rules? Or do you help create change? I'm not saying march on Little Rock or Washington or anything else. I'm talking about create evidence and have a vision of how to move forward. So, just so you know, not being political in this, I'm talking about the pressure that I've felt, the pressure that you feel, the pressure that everyone feels about what do we do? How do we, in a traditional environment, become a choice? When you have charter schools, you've got homeschool, you've got micro schools, you've got private schools, you've got all these other schools, and you've seen them develop over COVID too, right? Little micro schools. So, Act 1240 came around. And that was for traditional public schools to get waivers against some of the Arkansas academic standards, like teacher licensure, class size, teacher fair dismissal, on and on and on. We applied for some, applied for 2. Yesterday, the state board approved both. Don Tyson School of Innovation has a lot of waivers, and they've been able to be pretty successful. Why can't HAR-BER and SHS and Central and Southwest, why can't all of you be able to think creatively and then explore that with your kids? We've got to do that in order to be successful moving forward. Because in 1983, when the Arkansas academic standards were established, you're still operating by those. Did you know that? You know, they haven't been changed. How many of you drive a 1983 car? Anybody? If you do, it's by choice. You're still operating by those standards. So, people have to ask for waivers. My theory is if you have to ask for a waiver, you might need to look at the standard to see if it's even necessary anymore. Would you agree? Our state, the wave is coming. The wave is coming. So, do we innovate? Do we stay traditional? What is that? How do we do that? So, I'm going to show you a video, and it will step on your toes. It did mine. And it will make you think. Some of you will say, man, get a hook, get that guy off the stage. And some of you will say, finally. It makes sense from the eyes of a student. Will you play that video for me?
What is school for? Feel free to call me slow, but I spent 16 years going to school, and I still don't know. When I finished, I didn't know how to do my own taxes, purchase a home, or apply for a loan. I didn't know a thing about investments, building credit, or getting a job. I graduated at the top of my class, and what did I have? This fancy diploma to sit at home with my mom. But luckily, They did teach me some important skills like factoring trinomials and how mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. I'm so happy I remember the Pythagorean theorem, because it helped me a lot. Okay, I'm lying. Let me stop. Because all the stuff they taught me, truthfully, I forgot. Mom, remember when you would ask me, what did you learn in school today? And I would say, nothing much. I wasn't being modest. The truth about it, Mom, is I had already forgotten. And it's not just me. Millions of students sing the same song. How many of you guys avoid eye contact with the teacher to try not to get caught upon? Afraid to raise your hand for fear of being wrong, which proves that school isn't an environment for learning or building up the intellect. It's just a game you play for grades and how many A's you can collect. But I guess what do you expect when the most commonly asked question in class is this gonna be on the test? Is this gonna be on the test? See, if school put learning instead of testing and memorizing as the top standard, then the letter F would not stand for failure. It would stand for find another answer. And if school was really interested in our personal and academic success, students would wake up later, have more freedom and homework, a lot less. And that's not my opinion. This conclusion has been scientifically tested and proven. And any teacher that doesn't believe me, feel free to check my works cited page to inspect. Oh, and I did it in MLA format because I know that's all you will accept. See, students would get more benefit from an extra hour of sleep than putting them through the torture of an extra essay, reading 150 pages, doing problems 1 through 60 on the worksheet, and having 3 projects due by the end of the week. Not only is it pointless pain, but it's also dim-witted, because we get so much work, but they don't teach the time management skills to deal with it. See, in school, we are controlled by bells. We have to learn in rooms with the feng shui of a prison cell. We have to ask permission to relieve bodily functions, but not before the teacher asks a million questions like, why didn't you go before class? I'm sorry, my bladder is kind of on its own schedule and it's not always timely. See, teachers always say, use your time wisely. But that never made sense to me. Because these 6 cruel hours of our lives we call school might literally be the worst use of time management ever in history. Think about it, the traditional teaching method is foolish. No, it's useless, multiplied by the square root of stupid. What they do is they cram information in your head, force feeding you, and then you throw it up on the test. That's not education, that's bulimia. And the more bulimic you are, the better you will do on their assessments. So it's no wonder why so many students graduate mentally and emotionally anorexic. See, school teaches you how to memorize dots. True education should teach you how to connect them. True education teaches you how to catch a fish. School teaches you, yeah, you caught the fish, but you didn't show your work, so it doesn't count. Throw it back. I'm just asking, what is school for? It's not education, that's just not true. If you still think that, you might be sniffing glue. See, the word education comes from the Latin root educe, meaning bring out, i.e. bring the gifts out of a person and make them viable. But school doesn't bring out much, it just stuffs more facts inside of you. Now some of that stuff is justifiable. We need reading, writing, and some arithmetic, that's fair. But are you telling me metamorphic and igneous rocks are more important than self-care? If suicide is the 3rd leading cause of death of ages 10 to 24, and Harvard studies suggest the biggest predictor for success is self-control and emotional health, then why the heck aren't we taught how to handle stress, bullies, or rejection? How about anxiety or depression? You know, skills we need for our entire lives. Bro, I don't even know how to cook. I'm honestly surprised I'm still alive. But hey, at least I can name all the battles that happened in the Civil War. Seriously, what is school for? Some say you need it to be successful, and that's something we do not doubt. But do you own a MacBook or iPhone? Did you know they both were created by a dropout? Are you watching this video on Facebook or YouTube? Doesn't matter which you choose, they both were created by dropouts. Ever use Snapchat, WhatsApp, shopped at Whole Foods? Well, thank a dropout. Does your home furniture come from IKEA? Okay, don't get the wrong idea. He was not a dropout. Don't be a fool. I mean, how could he drop out? Ingvar Kamprad, founder of IKEA, never even went to school. I know what you're thinking. He's just picking and choosing. There's millions who didn't go to school that aren't successful. Who is he fooling? And you're right. But open your history books and start perusing. you'll find the very people we idolize in school never really had formal and/or secondary schooling. I'm talking George Washington, Abe Lincoln. America's best presidents had zero school between them. Ben Franklin, Thomas Edison, shall I proceed? Ernest Hemingway, Mark Twain, Teddy Roosevelt, Margaret Mead. Now please, I'm not saying drop out, because some schools are great and many teachers are rare treasures. I'm saying that there's a difference between people who are smart and people who score better. I'm saying that your future is something that no test will ever measure. Even if that test begins in 3 letters like SAT, ACT, it's BS if they say those determine your LIFE. No, your destiny is in your hands. You must shape it to be great. So don't expect school to open doors, because it's more likely to slam them in your face. Sometimes I wonder about all the dreams lost in school and how much potential goes to waste. If it wasn't for music and YouTube, then I would have been just another lost case. Everybody watching this, please, close your eyes. Imagine a child sitting in the back of some teacher's class in some town. He never raises his hand, he fails most of his classes, but inside of him, there is a passion. And if nurtured and brought out, will lead him to discover the cure for cancer. But you see, I'm afraid that that child's gift will never come out. He will never win the Nobel Prize award because in class he was ignored and his worth was judged only by his scores. So teachers, principals, parents, advisors, and students, I ask one more time, what is school for? Hey guys, what's up? My name is Prince EA, and I want to thank you for watching that video. And now, I just have one question left. What is school for? Don't you think it's time that we answer this question together? If you are a teacher...
Made me uncomfortable watching that. Any of you uncomfortable? I am. But it's made me think to the point of, what is the school for? It's a place that our children come to be safe. It's a place they come to eat, be with one another, and be with you. But was he right in any of those things he was talking about? Is our system the way it should be because it's been that way for the last 150 years? Or has our community, our state, and our nation moved? They've moved. And if we don't realize that that wave is right here, we will be behind the wave. So, what does Springdale do? You are an aircraft carrier of districts in the state. A lot of districts are like speedboats, really nimble. How do you take an aircraft carrier and move it? It takes hundreds, if not thousands of people in a coordinated effort to get that thing to move. So we're the USS Springdale. Let me tell you what's coming. It's already here. It's called the Succeed Scholarship Act. It is a voucher program. What does that mean? The dollars generated in student foundation funding follow the child to a private school. That's a voucher. The next step, there are 14 states that have vouchers. The next step will be that dollar following that child, maybe not to a private school, but to homeschool. And you think, well, okay, there are a lot of great homeschool folks. High school folks, how many of the folks that you know filled out homeschool paperwork actually did anything? What'd they do? It's a dropout. Heavy message, I warned you early. Miss Robin Lundstrom, I've talked about this. In fact, the Reform Alliance, and I'll show you some things, sent out a lot of information about most Arkansans, 70+%, want choice. Now, we might have a different definition of choice. There's already school choice, between public, and you can transfer, and you can do all that, and you can go to private school if you want. And even now, You can qualify for a voucher to a private school. But next is that homeschool. Here's a good explanation of what a voucher is. You want to play it for me?
School vouchers are a big, controversial idea that President Trump and Education Secretary Betsy DeVos both support. Some 15 states offer them, plus Washington, D.C., which has the only federally funded voucher program in the nation. A traditional voucher program lets parents choose where to spend some or all of the money a state would have spent on their child in a public school. That includes taking the money to a private school or even a private religious school. And that's why critics have argued that vouchers violate the Constitution's Establishment Clause, which says that Congress shall make no law respecting the establishment of religion. But in 2002, in a 5-4 split, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that Ohio's voucher program was constitutional. The court held that the government was not choosing to spend state money in religious schools, parents were, and that made all the difference. Today, the majority of states still do not have voucher programs because their state constitutions have what are known as Blaine Amendments. These specifically prohibit the use of public dollars in private religious schools. Now, Blaine was a Republican lawmaker in the late 1800s who pushed this idea at the federal level. Now, he failed, but many states still went ahead and added the language to their state constitutions. Voucher programs vary a lot from state to state. They're generally limited to low and middle income students or students with disabilities. Ohio, for example, has a voucher dedicated exclusively to students on the autism spectrum. These programs often give students less money than the state would have spent in a public school. This is true in Indiana, which has the largest single statewide program in the country, now serving 34,000 students. Now, supporters of vouchers say they're a kind of social justice, giving low-income students access to schools they couldn't otherwise afford. Meanwhile, voucher critics argue that too often these programs divert public funds to private schools, and that in some programs, private schools are actually allowed to cherry-pick students, turning away low performers and even kids with disabilities. As for the research on vouchers, it's been mixed. There's limited evidence early on that some students benefited from a shift to private schools, but more recent studies of programs in Louisiana, Ohio, Washington, D.C., and Indianapolis have shown voucher students actually losing ground, in some cases significantly. One potential benefit of vouchers shows up in multiple studies. It's a slight improvement in the performance of nearby public school students. Though, of course, that only helps the kids who choose not to use vouchers. Our team at NPR Ed has spent the past few months looking into some of the nation's oldest and or largest voucher programs. Be sure to check out our work at the link somewhere near my head right now.
The NSBA, National School Board Association, put out some information last year. Now, I know Arkansas isn't part of the NSBA anymore, but it's still the talking points that most of the states use. And you can look there. I mean, it's exactly what he said. Money follows the kid. If you want to know more about opposing private school vouchers, a toolkit for legislators and advocates, you can go there. But did you know that many of our nation's public school districts currently provide educational choices? Springdale does. We have a conversion charter. They're out there. We have charter schools in the state. These are the major talking points of NSBA. And again, I'm not being political. I'm just saying it's what they are. Vouchers abandon public schools and drain away critical dollars. Vouchers impact public accountability. Vouchers leaves behind many students, including most vulnerable. Vouchers often are not able to accommodate special education students. Vouchers do not raise student achievement for all, on and on and on. Why am I telling you about vouchers? We're talking about choice here, right? But look here. The Arkansas Reform Alliance said that over 70% of Arkansans want choice. My dad was in the legislature for a long time. He said State Rep 101 is 101, it's do what your constituents say. If I have data like this for choice, extending choice, voucher, if I'm a state rep, I'm going to say, hey, my people said to do that. I mean, that's the right thing to do, right? Because the masses know. You can have this presentation. You can read all through there, but I want to speed it up. It's too heavy. It's hard for me. As a public school superintendent, as part of your family, I refuse to cry about it. I refuse to give up and just go, can't stand that. Let's fight. I'm not going to fight. We're not going to fight. What we're going to do is we're going to take action. We are going to make sure we are the best public school that provide the most options, and kids want to come to you, Mr. Snavely, and go to your school. How do you do that? We do it with an everything is possible attitude. We do it with, what else, Mr. Donnell? Yell something out. 5-star customer service. Of course he's going to say that. I was hoping it would be one of the 7 mindsets. It's up there. We're going to be accountable. Passion first, attitude of gratitude. We're connected. Live to give. Time is now. So we have to do it now. So ask yourself, with an opportunity mindset of COVID, the things that we learned through COVID, what can we do differently where moms and dads and kids, no matter whether the voucher system's here or not, they want to come to you and be with you. They want to learn from you. So let's reimagine school. Let's transform it into something that can be monumental for every child. Every child. Let's deviate from those 1983 standards. I love did y'all like my comparison of the 83 car? Some of you don't even know what those look like. They had carburetors, by the way, if you know what those are. The only person in here that really likes 1983 is Craig Pasquenzo. He's got 10 of them. They laugh because they know it's true. So, waivers, enrollment, apprenticeships, paid internships, guaranteed scholarships, grants, and stipends that save public education. I could go on and on about this, but I'm just going to give you a little tidbit. What if, at the high school level, in junior high level, our kids, your kids, at every school could have combined curriculum? School of Innovation's been doing it a while, to where they can go out and actually earn money with a paid internship and get credit at the same time in your class, whether you teach English, social studies, science, math, whatever. What about that? Our CTE folks, they're like, yes. What if, I like those questions. What if those kids who are out there earning credit, doing applied learning, and some of them are knuckleheads in the elective classes because they don't want to be there, right? So y'all give me an amen. What if they were out there earning a living doing those things and really getting connected with the business and industry in our mecca of business and industry in Northwest Arkansas? At no time have I ever seen or known business and industry to be more desperate for great skilled employees. Have you? I know you probably have spouses or family out there that are in the world of work saying, hey, we don't have employees. We don't have drivers. I know what it feels like. It's awful. It's agonizing. But what if our kids, could partner with our teams out there that need us, and our kids get applied learning, and they get paid, and at the very end, they have a little T-drop count. Y'all know what I'm talking about? You're teachers, you know what I'm talking about. Some of you don't know you're a first-year teacher. You may not know, at the end of your life cycle here as a teacher, you have an opportunity to work 10 more years and have this big account, okay? Build up, and then you get paid when you leave. Imagine by the time a child was a senior, and he or she had been out in the world of work, 10th, 11th, 12th grade, maybe has those skills. For every hour that child has worked out there or interned somewhere, that business and industry partner, because they're desperate, are going to put some money in the Springdale Education Foundation for those kids to have a little T-drop account that could be used as a scholarship, 4-year, 2-year, and WTI, whatever. Or, my preacher used to do that. Thought I'd try it. What if it's a grant? He's going to be an electrician for his tools. Do you know how much it costs for tools if you want to be a diesel mechanic? Like thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars if you want everything. So what's wrong with that? That's transformational. That is good. We can do this. But where we can't is if the K-6 folks choose not to send their kids to our schools because they are choosing the foundation funding money to live on. Not to send to a private school, but to live on. I've got two stories to tell you, then I'm going to move off this. First story is, there's a mom in town, has 5 kids, all K to 5, young. They're hard to get to school. She's under the poverty level by herself. That's tough. Okay? We'll say this is a hypothetical person. What if she, and we'll use round numbers to make it really easy, roughly $7,500 a child in student foundation funding, but let's say they grabbed ESA funding and maybe some local tax money or whatever, so let's just use 10. What if that young lady had to choose, she's making under $27,500, had to choose to send her kids to school or to collect another $50,000? What kind of choice is that? That's a lens. Oftentimes, people look through their own personal lens of where they are in their life, and they may not realize that. So why I am so appreciative of Representative Lundstrom, she's willing to listen about lenses, and she knows. She lives here in Arkansas. I'm not trying to pick on you, Representative Lundstrom, I promise. She gets it. But still, 70+% of her people are saying, we want choice. We want a discount on our private school tuition. We want to be able to homeschool and have some of our money back. That sounds attractive. And they're going to say, if you don't vote for this, I'm not going to vote for you. What position is that to be in? So, it's coming. Not trying to scare you. What I'm trying to do is motivate all of us to think, because I don't have all the answers for that K-6. I've told many of you this. I don't have it. We're going to figure something out there too. But I do think at the junior high and high school level, especially if we start them low, feeding them, inviting them to their curiosity. What are they interested in? You know, if I had had that opportunity, you know what I'd have been doing, Craig? Maybe driving a bulldozer. I like that. I have one. Much to my wife's displeasure. Opportunity. The second story came from Don Eichenberger, so I'm not real sure it's true. Sorry, Don. I'm just kidding. It's true. There's a young man in Springdale High School who has siblings and a mom, just a mom, and his uncle comes and picks him up on a Friday night. This is my understanding, and to clear it up, if I mess it up, you can ask Don. Picks him up on a Friday night, takes him to Oklahoma, works in a concrete plant, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, brings him home. Has enough money to pay for the rent and pay for the food for the 3 weeks or the month. And then he comes back to school. Lowest grades around the 75%. Kid's not going to get credit because of our academic standards that say seat time's got to be there. Can't miss those days. Why can't that kid work here? Why? We need people here in Springdale, at APAC, at wherever. The kid's talented. Why can't he do it here? We're going to help him. We're going to do that. We're going to do that. Our kids deserve us. Our kids deserve you. Our families out there, our business partners need them, by the way. Bilingual kids. Everybody. So, I got off that. I told you it's going to be heavy. Heavy, heavy, heavy. Our big, audacious goals. We can dream big. We can do this big thing. We can do it. That number 5 big audacious goal, each student will engage in college career readiness planning that will lead to a post-secondary graduate placement. Am I telling you that we're not going to push kids to go to college anymore, that we're not going to prep them to do whatever it is they want? I'm not telling you that. I'm telling you they're going to have choices. They're going to have opportunities. That's what Arkansans want. That's what Springdalians need, all of us. This will be a heavy lift. We have the backing of our state representative. We have the backing of our chamber. We have the backing of our business and industry partners. And we certainly have the backing of our school board. I don't know what else you need. I don't. We can do it. Just so you know, just to bring it back home, I don't know of any private schools that do CTE. Y'all may know, I don't. Don't know. I think they're all college bound, college pro, that thing. Private schools, charter schools, their mission is something else. We do everything else. And we're going to be excellent in all of it. So, with our mindsets, which I really love, I'm adding one. A transformative mindset. When I watched the video of the young man talking about school, and he had truths in there, that kind of hurt me. I didn't want some of those things he said to be true. We can help everything that he said that was true that made us uncomfortable, me uncomfortable, we can fix that. We sure can, and we're going to. But our emotions and our behavior and our thoughts all have to be around how do we really transform public schools. And on this aircraft carrier, there may be a captain, but he or she can't do it alone. It takes thousands of people to turn the course of that thing. We're all in this together. We are the crew of the USS Springdale because we are the Springdale family. We just are. So, with the tools that are in your quiver, we're going to celebrate and succeed our high reliability school model. We're going to be safe and supportive and collaborative, and our next steps are we're going to be very clinical in our CTMs. We're going to move the needle in everything that we do, and we're going to embark on being the choice. You know, we've said it for a long time, but we are going to be the choice, all of us. All while we never forget the message of equity. We, on that furthest end, it really hit home to me the other day. You know what the first image is, right? Everybody gets the same. Second, we make some adaptations. The third, remove the barriers. That's what we're doing. We're going to remove the barriers, and we're going to remove them with help from our people that represent us in Little Rock. Now, I'm going to tell you, the first time we asked for our waivers the other day, we got called to the principal's office. We made a little trip to the ADE, didn't we? And we had to sit in the old conference room that I used to sit in and got, why are you doing this? What are you doing? So we had to explain the vision. And then it became, oh my gosh, how can we help you? This is really cool. Back on the agenda yesterday, Dr. Smith and Ms. Clay and Ms. Tischer, I think they didn't even have to walk in the room. But they did, and they did a great job, and the board unanimously approved our waivers. So you could begin to take this big aircraft carrier and move it where it needs to be. Removing the barriers. This can be and will be a very magical year because I'm going to be positive about it. I know it's heavy. I really do. But the world is changing, but the sky isn't falling. I said that to a couple of high school folks the other day. It's not falling. It's not going to in Springdale. You know why? Because of you. As talented as those people were that were up here singing, those professionals, the choir, you are just as talented in your classroom in your own right. You are the talent. You are the ones who care. You're the ones who didn't bail on public education, and you can. You could. You could leave tomorrow and double your salary somewhere doing something. Heck, you could go drive a truck and make $90,000 today, a big truck. Choose to be here because you have the right heart, the right vision, and the right mission. Don't go drive a truck. I really, do you drive a bus? Yeah. Sometimes I really step in it, don't I? This is my last slide, so if you stop laughing at me, then we'll finish. If not, we'll just keep on going. I got to tell you, I love you. I really do. It is so fun to work with you and be with you. To see your smiles and know that what you do matters. That is so much fun. Our jobs in our central office is to be your support. We serve you, not the other way around. Anybody ever sees me walk by, don't think I'm out to fire you, I'm out to celebrate you. I don't want to fire anybody ever. You know that? I've told all you that I interview. I never want to. You know why? I don't want to replace you. You're too hard to replace. No, you're fantastic. Our goal is to support. It's to work to help you have everything you need and most of the things you want. How many of you have heard me say that before? Man, I mean it. I mean it. And I push Mr. Hayes hard. He's like, no. Okay, we'll do it. You'll do anything for your kids. You're the kind of people that make a difference. You're the kind of people that do. Close your eyes 1 second. Think about the kid that you know needs you most. What would you do for that child? That child might be yours. That child might be somebody else's. And you can open your eyes. What was the answer? That bottom line, you would do anything for those kids. And I'll do anything for you. The board will do anything for you. This whole admin team will do anything for you. Your principals and admin will do anything for you. You'll do anything for your kids. You'll do anything for your paras. We'll do anything for this town. Won't we? I appreciate you. I'm sorry the message was heavy, but you have to be in the know. People will ask you before they ask me. You have to know what's going on, what's ahead. And then you, please, help be part of the solution. Because I guarantee you, I've told you before, the answer's in this room. You are the smartest collective of people I've ever met in my life. And we can figure this out together. So thank you very much. We are going to have some more fun, I promise, and it will be magical.
Alrighty, everybody. I am so thankful for all of the teachers who have shaped me into who I am today. I know the teachers love their students and want us all to achieve at the highest levels. Let's listen to why educators choose the calling to teach. Woo!
Teaching offers me a pathway to serve our community. I feel like serving the community is part of every citizen's job, and I love having a profession and a passion that can be one and the same thing.
Every day I get to watch light bulbs go off in the minds of my students as they put things together to learn how to read and to write and to do math and to learn all about the world around them. And I get to be part of it.
I teach for two main reasons. One, just to empower my students. It is such an incredible experience when you see students own their learning and take pride in what they accomplish. And second, because of the joy. Teaching is a joy. Watching students accomplish something for the first time, learn something for the first time, just seeing the thrill of learning on their faces brings joy to everyone involved.
Teaching allows me to inspire students to believe in themselves. And when they believe in themselves, they can make changes in their community and themselves. So I teach to inspire change.
Maybe you've taught them something about themselves or about their health that they had never seen in that light or from that perspective. That joy, that excitement, that spark that they have makes it all worth it.
I want to be a smile and a kind person for them to look up to and hear that they can do it and that they can go on and they can succeed. I teach for them. I teach for our kids.
I teach because I love getting to see a child's eyes light up when they do something hard, and I love getting to hear them say, "Miss Vega, I did it!"
I love seeing the expression on students' faces when they have accomplished something that they did not think that they could do. When you see that smile and that sense of satisfaction on their face and that sense of accomplishment, that is like one of my greatest joys.
I teach because I am passionate about it. I'm passionate about going to work every single day and share my life with my students and teach them, but most importantly, learn from them. I want my students to know that they are part of a family, that we as a whole form a classroom family, and I want them to feel like they belong. I want them to know that no matter where you come from, no matter what you look like, and no matter who you are, everyone is welcome and respected in my classroom.
I teach them to know that their voice matters and that our community needs them, our world needs them. I teach to hopefully help them make the most of their lives, and hopefully they can help make another life a little better. I teach so that our students help them understand compassion.
I teach because education saved my life. I teach because it's a calling. I teach because the people in my life that allowed me the opportunity to become who I am were teachers. So God gave me the calling to have an opportunity to help young people become the best versions of themselves. Teaching is not a job, it's a calling, it's a ministry. It's bigger than a profession. It's an opportunity to help change the world. And that's why I teach.
We truly have the best job in the world.
One more round of applause for them. Woo. As we transition to the final segment of our show, I would just like to say, you are the magic, you make magic happen, and we would like Springdale family a magical school year.
Let's go, guys.
Hey Springdale, Arkansas teachers and faculty, it's Reza, and I heard that your theme for this year's school year is magic. So I'm sending you a shout out to let you know how much of a positive impact you have on your students' lives. Speaking from experience, there's no way that I would have been able to accomplish my dreams and goals without the teachers in my life. Thank you for all that you do for your students. Have a magical year, and I hope to see you at our show in Branson.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, and you, I am proud to introduce the great Cleveland to you all. I'm so excited to show you my tricks. Mr. Hayes has a magic ball, and it's invisible. And so I'm going to catch it in this sack. All right. Y'all believe that? Yes. Perfect. All right, here we go. Check that out, Dr. Flanagan. There you go.
Right there. It's red. It's awesome.
It's not red.
How does... Oh, I'm colorblind. I just guess.
Let me try. All right. Okay, let's go. I don't have it. It's in there. Are you ready? Yeah. I'll take this one. Show it to the crowd. Y'all all look. And then put it back anywhere you want. Whatever, it's close enough. So I'm gonna shuffle. All right. All right. Now, done a good shuffle. I'm going to go through all of these cards and find his correct one. Okay.
Wait a minute.
Was it an 8 of diamonds? It was. That was good. Yeah. You know Reza from Branson? I think I do. Well, my wife and I have been there so many times. He gave me a coloring book last time. The problem was, though, the coloring book, it didn't have any colors. I went back again and I decided I just didn't know how to say the magic words right. And I asked him, how do you say it? And he said, you got to say the great Reza. The great Reza. Ooh. All of a sudden they're colors. I thought so too. Then he said, say some other words and they'll go away. And I said, oh my. Abracadabra, alakazam, all the colors go away. It is legitimately a coloring. You like that, didn't you? We're going to make Mr. Hayes disappear. Awesome. He's not a very good assistant, so I'd like for him to disappear. Anybody would like Mr. Hayes to disappear? So, Mr. Hayes, if you don't mind, I'm going to count to 3. Mr. Hayes will disappear. 1, 2, 3. I wasn't ready. Mr. Hayes. Yes. Count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Mr.
Hayes, disappear, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Cleveland the Great.
Yes. Is it possible for us to get a refund?
We have one more trick for you. Jeremy, bring out Mr. Hayes. We're going to cut him in half today. Ladies, where are you? You okay in there? No. That's what he gets for being a bad assistant. We are going to have a magical year. You guys have a great year and enjoy yourselves, and we'll see you soon.
The wall very superstition. Planning about to fall. A 13-month-old baby broke the looking glass. 7 years of bad luck. Good things in your past. When you believe in that you don't understand, you suffer. Superstition ain't the way. There'll be superstitions. Wash your face with hands. Rid me of the problem. Do all that you can. Keep me in your daydream. Keep me going strong. You don't wanna save me. That is my song. When you believe in things that you don't understand, then you suffer. Superstition ain't the way. Hey, hey. Very superstitious. Nothing more to say. Very superstitious. Devil's on his way. 13-month-old baby broke the looking glass. 7 years of bad. Good things in your past. When you believe in things you don't understand, then you suffer. Superstition ain't the way. No, 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 no. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Cleveland!